Now we'll talk about sociology and common sense. Okay, I'll discuss this and I'll give you, finally, you can ask any doubts. Okay, so when it comes to sociology and common sense, I'll tell you the structure of answer you have to write. Very simple thing. You have to write like this. You have to write first, define sociology. Define emergence of sociology. Please write it with me in your lecture notes because I'll delete after writing. Define emergence of sociology. Then write common sense. What is common sense? First is emergence of sociology. Second one, we'll write about common sense. Third one, we'll write about sociological view. Fourth, we'll talk about differences between sociology and common sense. Fifth one, we'll talk about similarities between sociology and common sense. And last, we'll write a conclusion. And this conclusion will be open-ended. Open-ended means what? We are not saying sociology is good or we are not saying common sense is good. We are just saying that mutually we can go ahead. Okay. This is a structure to write the answer. Please note it down. First, we'll talk about emergence of sociology. Then we'll write what is commonsensical view. Then we'll talk about sociological view. Then we'll talk about differences between the two, similarities between the two, and conclusion, which is open-ended. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Sociology and common sense. Scope of the first paragraph says that the scope of sociology mainly drew from understanding of society. The various constituents of society which sociologists study are rooted in the minds of people. Okay. So first we have to write before scope. Yes, the scope of sociology. Please add emergence. Okay. Emergence we have to write. What you will write? One word. How sociology has emerged. Sociology has emerged in response to challenges posed before modernity in medieval Europe. Same. So in first chapter, social discipline paper 1, any question come in, first you write that statement. How sociology has emerged in response to challenges posed before modernity in medieval Europe. That statement you write, and then if you want, you can write the scope of sociology statement. Otherwise, directly you can get into common sense and sociological point of view. Okay, when you're seeing commonsensical explanation, it represents things that everybody knows about the social world or human behavior. So we are studying sociology, so we will start thinking like a sociologist. So but for others who is studying different topics, even not sociology, what they'll think, sociology is nothing but common sense. What we are seeing in society, you're studying about religion, caste, family, we are seeing all that, all same. Okay. So that is what others think. So commonsensical explanation says that what everybody knows about social world or human behavior is called sociology, but it is not the fact. We know that. These views are the nature of beliefs which common man carries in common sense. What is common sense? Normally what people carries in their mind. Okay. These beliefs may not be necessarily incorrect. It cannot be correct or it cannot be incorrect also. But normally what common sense, whatever we are believing, what we'll think, it is assumed to be true by common people. Whatever things we are talking, even in our locality, in our village, when we talk, some commonsensical thing we are telling, and we are thinking that we are assuming that it is true. Okay. The validity of the commonsensical view is not generally questioned. Okay. Validity of this commonsensical view, it is not questioned, saying that it is correct or not. That validity is not questioned. So commonsensical view, whatever people are discussing, we are saying that it is something which everybody knows and nobody is questioning, and validity is also not questioned. This is what commonsensical view means. Okay. Now we'll talk about what is sociological need. On the other hand, sociological view is nature of argument which are based upon logic and reasoning. The sociological view, whatever we are talking, will have a logic and a reason behind that. These are not simply in nature of assumption, but are arguments based upon evidence and reasoning. So we have logic, we have reason, we have evidence, we have reasoning. All these things are there in sociology. Now we'll get into the differences and similar. This is all the introduction you have to say. Let's talk about emergence. One statement about scope is fine. Then you talk about what is commonsensical view. Commonsensical view is nothing but what everybody thinks, everybody knows. Okay, and this may or may not be correct. And some people even don't even question about the originality or the substance of the thing, and they just believe that it is correct. It is called commonsensical view. But sociology is not like that. Sociology is more into logic, evidence, reasoning. All these things are there. These are the two paragraphs you have to write. Then we comes to differences. Differences and similarities are very easy. What are differences we are saying? In other way, we are putting it around saying that they are similar also. Very easy thing, nothing to worry. Okay, differences. Differences is sociological difference. Sociological knowledge is a product of theory, development, testing. I told you before only. So here we have here evidence and reasoning, everything is there in sociology. So it is a product of theory, development, and testing. But common sense, what is that? It is just to be based upon assumption. Sociology is based upon theory, testing, but common sense is based upon assumption. First difference. Second difference is that sociology is more objective and coherent, to the point. We will not get deviated. And coherent means what? Coherence means there is unifying factor. Unifying factor is there. Okay. But common sense, it is not always coherent and contradict also each other. Contradict example is this. Okay. We have commonsensical statements in our place. We say that birds are same for a flock together, but opposite attracts each other. So these both are contradicting. So common sense is contradicting also, not always coherent also, but sociologically they are objective and coherent. Okay. Then the third difference. Common sense is sometimes nothing but a general perception based upon individual experience. When an individual experiences something, general perception is there. That is called common sense. But what is sociology? Sociology is world view based upon tested empiricism is called sociology. Fourth one is common sense resists social change, or they wanted to reinforce status quo. That means what? They will not reinstate status quo, means whatever status they are in or whatever situation they are in, they want to reinstate that, enforce that. They don't want any change. That is what commonsensical view we talk about. But sociological view, what they speak, they want, they are progressive, they want more changes. Social change in a desirable direction is always welcome in sociology. You know, sociology is more into changes, we know. Example we can see here. Most commonsensical view on caste system tends to legitimize caste, where sociology understanding of caste system tends to reject it. Okay, and commonsensical view, we may accept how the caste system is, like the way it is. It is conservative, it is traditional, it is heinous, but we accept it. But sociological point of view, something which is not acceptable, we'll study about the caste and we may reject it. That concept is also there. And fifth one is commonsensical view reinforced through stereotypes. What is stereotype? Stereotype means already there is some picture is there in our mind about the perspective, and we see from that point of view. It's called stereotype. That commonsensical view go ahead with stereotype, but sociological view not based upon stereotypes, rather it challenges the stereotypes. Sociological view is very progressive, something new they wanted to do. Only 5 differences are there, very easily you can make it. Then we have similarities. Similarities, it acts as a starting point in the development of context for sociology. What does that mean? Sometimes we get some, I told you what are differences we have told. We put in another way that we get similarities. The structure is like that. We can't do anything. So you have to arrange your thought process in such a way to write the answers. Okay. So when you're talking about the similarities, sometimes whatever sociological act we are studying, okay, and some sociological theories which we intend to study, some information we'll get from the common sense. People talking or something about the caste or the religion, whatever it is, family. So sometimes similarity is saying that we get some starting point from common sense to study sociology. Okay. Second one is raw material for sociological investigation also we'll get from common sense. Third one is the development of discipline is often criticized the sociological conclusions which enrich the discipline. Okay. Here we'll talk something called Organized skepticism. I hope you guys know. Organized skepticism. Okay. Organized skepticism means some sociological theories we will make, okay, and we'll make it public. When we are making it public, people will come up with all the inputs. Some people will criticize it. Some people may say that no, it is not like this. So we are getting more input from people. So what we will do is that in organized system, we will accept this points from people and we'll correct this theory again and again. That is called organized skepticism. Okay, I'll tell you once more. In organized skepticism, what we'll do is that we may study some sociological theory. We will make the theory ready and we'll publish it. Okay. And this conclusion, some people may not like, some people criticize, some people say that no, it is not like that. He will add more points. Okay. Well, as a sociologist, what we are supposed to do, we have to accept all these changes and see if we can make change in our theory and make changes, and we can keep on developing our theory, or we can keep on making our theory better and better. Okay, that process is called organized skepticism. So in between sociology and common sense, this chance is more because almost this similarities are there. Sometimes they provide raw material, sometimes it acts as a starting point for the development. So some sociological theories and commonsensical view can help. So there we use this kind of perspective. Just know what is organized skepticism that is. Okay, this is the open-ended conclusion I was talking at the end. Open-ended conclusion, we are mutually beneficial to each other. And in this context, relative superiority or inferiority is meaningless. We say open-ended, saying that we cannot say sociology is good or common sense is good. We cannot say which is superior or inferior. So relative superiority or inferiority is meaningless. We don't have to take all this wide. We can say that just they are mutually beneficial to each other. They are mutually stimulating, mutually helpful, beneficial, and they get along with each other and go. Okay. This is about the conclusion. So sociology, this is about an article. You can read it later. It will be given with your notes. Okay. So our answer structure is done. So what will you write? First, you will write about emergence of sociology. Write one line if time permits for scope of sociology. Otherwise, get directly into commonsensical view. Then talk about sociological view. Then talk about 5 differences which we have discussed. Talk about similarities. Then come to an open-ended conclusion. Okay, saying that it is relatively, we cannot say superior or inferior. Talking about that all this is meaningless. They are mutually beneficial. Okay, that's it. So you can have any doubt. If you have any doubts, you can ask.
Ma'am.
Yes.
This article is for writing in the notes, or we have to make
No. You don't have to write it.
Oh.
You can read it.
Okay.
Just for an extra information.
Okay.
Ma'am, why are you not supporting any of the stands, ma'am? Any of that sociology and
but we don't take any extremes and right answers. Not only in optional, in GS also we write like that. We don't go into extremes. Because with respect to sociology and common sense, both are even. Sometimes we have seen that mutually it is beneficial also. So we cannot say that common sense is meaningless. We cannot say that. So we have proof to support both the sides. So we have to end like this. I hope you guys are okay. We'll wind up for the day.
Ma'am, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Ma'am, will you have one session of answer writing strategy?
Yeah, we can do that.
From A to Z, because I am totally confused about that, how to criticize both thinkers in paper 1, paper 2, should we interlink or not? How can you fetch good marks?
Yes, we can make a session for answer writing. Don't worry. We'll make in few days.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Tomorrow we'll take up comparisons.
Tomorrow we'll talk about sociology and comparison with other disciplines like history, political science, anthropology. We'll talk about that.
Can we please talk with respect to thinkers even?
Yeah, I'll add thinkers' name also.
Okay.
I'll give you ready-made answer type. Don't worry. If you can mug up, you can mug up and write. Otherwise, I see in this chapter, that means comparison between disciplines, you don't want a ready-made answer. By the time you finish paper 1, you can write from your side. But I'll give an answer for your confidence to start. Okay, you can keep that.
And ma'am, these notes are enough for paper 1, right, ma'am?
Yes, enough. Okay, we'll wind up. Thank you. Yes, somebody is asking something.
Yesterday I asked a question about role of, if the question is role of French Revolution in the emergence of society.
Yes, I know that. We'll take a class on that. I remember.
So I didn't heard your answer. Can you please?
No. Yesterday itself I told you we'll take a separate because it was in one of the previous year questions. Where there is another question asking for the US, whatever happened in America, also how it has affected. That question was also there. So we'll combine that two and take a different session. Because I have to give an answer for that. Structure I have to give you.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay.
Somebody is asking about fourth phase in the scope of sociology. Fourth phase was 1990 and ahead, whatever things happened. In this fourth phase, what happened is that scope of sociology has enlarged. There is no thinkers we are quoting them. We are saying that it is now there is multidisciplinary sociology has become interdisciplinary. It has become, and it will talk about clinical sociology, sociology of crime, feminist sociology, sexual sociology. All these things have come. You can just write that one paragraph and leave. Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.